and go live. Yay, cool, we're live. Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Hope y'all are doing well. All right, so let's not even waste time. So for those of you who are new, oh, I got itchy nose, sorry. For those of you who are new, this is your chance to ask me your questions. So y'all have the opportunity to ask me whatever you want to ask me about. So just be specific with your question, meaning don't give me a general question because I will just skip you, won't even stop and read your question. No general questions, be specific. So if you want to ask me about your life, what specifically are you asking me? If you want to ask me about a specific, like health, finances, career, work, relationship, again, be specific. Just asking about your health is not specific. Asking about a relationship, like what do you see for my love life, is not specific. Be specific, okay? People don't know what the word specific means. So that way I can fixate and focus and get through as many of you as I can. If you want to ask me about a loved one in spirit, who do you want to connect with? And I'll try to connect to them and bring through any messages or information that can help to affirm that they're with you. If you ask me, do I have messages for you, or is there anyone who wants to say hello to you? Like, that's too general. Be specific, because if not, then it's just going to make my head go, okay? So just FYI. All right, so with that out of the way, my statements are personal opinions. They are not established future events. Whatever decisions or actions you take in your life, you are 100% responsible and liable for those. You can change your future. It's never set in stone. I know a lot of people worry about that, but you really can if you want to. And I am not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. You can still ask me those kinds of questions, but for legal medical advice or treatment, please consult a licensed professional. I'm here to help y'all. I'm here to give y'all as much information as I can give y'all and clarity as much as I can give y'all. I'm not here to put up with bullshit. So if you're popping in here trying to test me, or you're popping in here trying to be rude or disrespectful to other people in the room, I'm not going to stand for that. So just so y'all know what y'all are dealing with, because I ain't putting up with that. Also, what else? If you want to know more about what I do, then go to my website, fernandomarone.com. Everything is on there. My podcast, my free articles, my free psychic development class, my prices, my availability. For those of you who want to actually have a session with me, you can do so by just going to my website as well. So everything's available on there also. I think that's all. If y'all can do me a favor, if y'all can just share this video, or put friends, if you know friends who might be interested or might feel connection to the work that I do, because I'm not just here to do readings, I'm also here to share and give y'all wisdom and knowledge and spiritual advice and so forth. And that's my work, that's my life's work, and it's my way to contribute to making the world a better place. So if you know anyone who might benefit from the information or from my work, just send it to them, or if you can just share the video feed, then that would help me as well, because that'll help me reach more people also. I think that's it. I think that's all I need to say before I get started. I think that's it. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Oh yeah, if you're on Facebook, if you get hit by, you might get hit by a troll. Meaning we have people who pop into Facebook and will start messaging people during the lives, asking them to message them or private message them, or I feel drawn to you, my love, or I feel compelled to talk to you. These are trolls. They're just people wanting to make some money. So don't buy into it, because you're wasting your time. Okay. All right. So let's go through here. I'm not going in any particular order. Chelly 920. Hi Ferny, do you have any messages from my dad who passed away? Yeah. It's interesting because I keep a few things. One is, the first thing I was thinking about is I kept thinking of a guitar and music, so I was trying to figure out what am I seeing here. That I don't know if that means that he was a musician, or if there's a guitar song or the playing of strings that is significant, but that's what I would first think about. If not, there might be a little figurine or something that has a guitar on it, because I keep thinking of a guitar. So there's a reference there. He's also acknowledging the number 11. So the number 11 might be significant, whether it be the month of November or the 11th of a month. The 13th may also be significant as well, which would be the 13th of a month also. He also keeps acknowledging glasses. So I don't know if you have your dad's glasses or sunglasses, but I'm seeing glasses as being a significant thing with dad as well. He's also showing me, thank you. You know how sometimes people will create art for someone, or they'll draw them a picture. I almost feel like I'm seeing a picture that was drawn for this person, or a piece of art that was made for this person. But it almost reminds me of whenever kids make art, or kids make a card for their parent. I'm reminded of that. So there's a reference to that, okay? And dragonflies may be a connection, so there might be references to dragonflies. So if you have unique experiences with dragonflies or just dragonflies in jewelry, that may also be something connected to your dad as well. Erica Patino Burgos. How's my grandma who passed? Will I be at risk if I get pregnant again? So as far as, well, let's start there for a second. As far as like getting pregnant again, I do think you might get pregnant again, but this might not be for about a year, because I'm seeing 7 months to a year. So there's some baby energy around you during that time. I do think it would be a risk. So you're going to have to make some decisions around that in the early stages of that. So just FYI with that. With the grandma, she is showing me, she's taking a flower and splitting it in half. And I feel like I'm seeing either two halves of a flower or a flower that splits in half, if that makes any sense. Because she's showing me something like that. She also keeps acknowledging the 7th, so the 7th of a month, which we're in July, is also connected to either July is connected or the 7th of a month is significant. She also keeps thinking, she's showing me her teeth and she's smiling. So I'm not sure if she's trying to say that she's like, her teeth are great and she's in a better place with her teeth or her mouth, or she's just simply was really big on her teeth, but she's like smiling for me in that way. So she's showing me that. She does make me feel like robins and cardinals are going to be a sign from her. So redbirds, cardinals, robins are going to be a sign from her. She also keeps acknowledging, don't know if you got her a balloon and took it to her site, or if there's a balloon next to her remains, but she's acknowledging something about a balloon and remains. So I'm assuming she's acknowledging someone bringing her a balloon. Okay. Yeah. Daya and Dior. Hey, Ferny, when I was younger, a close family friend passed to cancer. Her name was Cassie. Does she have any messages for me? Thank you. Yes. First of all, she showed me a picture. So there might be a picture or an image of y'all either like camping out or like next to, it almost reminds me of back in the day when I used to go with my family. We used to go to the beach and they would cook on the beach and etc. So it's not like everything was perfectly laid out in like a super clean manner, but everything was like, you know, we were hanging out or we were having a good time. She showed me something like that. So there might be a picture of y'all all doing this during that time, because I've seen something like that. She also keeps acknowledging the month of April or the name April. Now, if I'm misinterpreting that, then it would January, March, or April. It would be the 4th of a month if I'm misinterpreting that. But I'm thinking it's either April or the name of April as being significant. She also keeps acknowledging this small dog that might be like a little fluffy white dog or a fluffy beige dog. Almost reminds me of like a little, I forgot what they're called. I think they're Pekingese. No, that's not a Pekingese. It doesn't have the nose so much. It's more of like the little fluffy. So there's a dog with her that she's trying to acknowledge and make reference to as well. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. She also keeps acknowledging, she's trying to give me a name. There's like a it's like a Lucy, but I don't know if it's Lucille or Lucy or Loli or Lola. There's like a Lo sounding name or Lu sounding name that she's making reference to, but it may be like a nickname. So it may be someone that's either with her or someone that she's wanting to say hello to as well. She also keeps acknowledging a little bird in a glass or a little bird in a plate. So there might be either a plate that's got birds on it or a piece of glass that's got a bird connected to it. That would be a sign from her. And it might even be like a dove, but there's a reference to that as well. Okay. Katie Schaff. Hello, Ferny. How can I get you to make contact with my mother for me who passed away? I desperately want to make contact with her. So the first thing she's doing is she's making the symbol for baby. So I don't know if you've recently had a baby or you lost a child, but she's acknowledging the baby. So there's a reference to that. She also keeps acknowledging the month of May, which is my birthday, because she showed me my birthday. So May is significant, or the 5th of a month may be significant. So there's a reference there as well. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. There might be, it's interesting because I feel like I'm seeing two pieces of jewelry, possibly even necklaces, but it feels like one is connected to her. The other one may be in honor honor of her. In other words, there might be like a necklace that was made or that was bought because it made you think of her, but then she's acknowledging something else that actually feels like it was hers or it was connected to her well, before she was alive. She's also acknowledging the two girls or the two girls. So that can mean a couple of things. If you have two girls, that may be her way of acknowledging your two girls. If you're one of two girls, then she's just acknowledging your sibling. So there's a reference there as well. She also keeps acknowledging to look out for the rainbows because a rainbow is going to be a sign from her. Okay? Let's go through here. Madi 13, hey Ferny, do you have any messages from my grandparents? Yeah, more so from the grandmother. Because I want to talk to grandfather for a second. Let's talk to the grandfather for a second. So when I think of the grandfather, immediately I start thinking about my uncle. My uncle Nick he had like liver failure and kidney failure, and he ended up in hospice because his system could not, and he would like had all this fluid buildup. So I don't know if you're with your grandpa, there was like fluid building up, or there was a lot of like fluid buildup in the body that might be referencing to his condition. He also keeps acknowledging the number 7, so the 7th of a month, or it's either the 7th or 17th. The 7th of a month or the 17th of a month may be significant. It's not, it would be July, but I'm thinking I want to go with the 17th, so I'm going to go with the 17th. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. There might be a picture of him or an image of him where he has a big old hat on, or he has a hat on that's almost like this for the sun. So there's a reference to that as well. Grandma, she's showing me, thank you, that scent. There's like a perfumey scent, and it's not even like roses. It almost feels like it smells like a perfume. It may also be Bath and Body. You know how Bath and Body works? Like you would use those lotions and stuff. It almost feels like it's a Bath and Body Works lotion like smell. But there's a reference to there with grandma because I'm seeing that. I also want to say happy birthday. So we may be within 30 days of a celebratory event or a birthday that she's wanting to acknowledge or make a reference to as well. She also keeps acknowledging the move or the changing of everything in the house and then the Christmas. So I don't know if y'all rearranged everything for the holidays as far as the way the room was set up, and it's a completely different setup than what everybody was used to, or y'all just recently went through a renovation, because she's acknowledging, I keep feeling like I'm moving everything around and then I'm seeing a Christmas tree. So I'm assuming she's talking about the Christmas tree or the renovations that may have occurred during that period, which would just be her way of acknowledging, being aware of what was going on. Okay? Ingrid VCR, hi Ferny, could you connect with my mom? First thing she's acknowledging, she's apologizing to you. I almost feel like she's apologizing because she's not able to be here for some of the other things that you really wanted her here for, or experiences you wanted her here for. So she's almost apologizing, like, I'm sorry I can't be here. So she's making reference to this. She also makes me feel like interesting. I feel like there's an awareness of knowing that she's going to pass at some point, but the timing may have actually been a surprise itself. Meaning that either she may have passed at a time when people did not see it coming, or she passed from something different that wasn't the main thing that people thought she was going to pass from, but they still expected that, if that makes any sense. She also keeps acknowledging, she's doing this with her hand. I don't know if there was an issue with her wrist or her hand, or if this was something that she used to do, because she's like waving her hand, like I feel like she's doing this for some reason, so she's making reference to that. She's also showing me a picture of her where she might be wearing a band around her head, or she's got something wrapped around her head, because she's showing me an image or a picture of her with something like this as well. She's also showing me finding pictures or old pictures of her. So if you've been looking, or if you've been like finding extra pictures or old pictures of her, like on Ancestry or online, she's acknowledging being aware of you doing this, or making reference to that as well. Okay, yellow flowers or sunflowers may also be connected, because I keep seeing when I took a picture of a sunflower last week and I posted it, so I'm seeing that in my mind as well. So there may be a reference to that also. Okay. I am Sophia. Hi, do you see any changes in my finances? Not for a couple of months. I would say 2.5 months. There might be a little bit of a boost or an increase in your revenue where you could see a benefit to your finances, but you're still going to have to be careful with your spending after that, or with the way you're managing money, just because it feels like there's some more costs that come up in December that feels like it has to do with medical or health, and that may catch you off guard. I'm not thinking it's going to be a serious thing, but it still may cost money. So just FYI with that, because I'm seeing those costs at the very, very end of the year. But I would just say in the next month, a month and a half, you might need to, I'm sorry, did I say month and a half or 2.5 months? There may be a little bit of a boost there financially for you. Okay. Crystal, can you tell me anything about my current relationship? Is it worth just going for it? So is the current relationship worth it? It's your decision. You have to decide whether you want to stick with it or not. However, I just don't feel confident in the future of the relationship because I feel like it's just people who don't know what they want, but they're just kind of stumbling in. So it feels that way. Also, with this individual, they may not know what they really want, and also they may still be dealing with stuff from a prior relationship that may still have an impact or effect on their mental state. So be prepared for that because you may have to feel like you're splitting that person up with other people from their past. G Mariana 44. Hi Ferny, do you have any messages for my daddy? Thank you. Yes. I'm hearing, first of all, I keep hearing happy birthday, so I don't know if we're within 30 days of a birthday, either for them or for you, or if they passed right around the birthday and they're bringing up that connection, because it almost feels like it's got something to do with either within 30 days or the timing of their passing. They're also acknowledging the 13th, so the 13th of a month may be significant, or January 3rd may be significant as well. There's also a animal with them. I want to say maybe a dog, so there might be a dog with them that's passed as well. It may actually, there may actually be two dogs because I'm seeing two. One of them may be connected to you, the other one may not. One of them that's connected feels like it's a little smaller and longer. The other one that I'm seeing feels larger, like it's a larger dog, almost like it's a mixed breed, but it's a large dog with more muscle. So I'm seeing something like that as well. It almost reminds me of like a pit bull actually, but I don't think it's a pit bull because it feels like it's a mix. So there's a reference to a dog like that also. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. He's doing this. I don't know if you have a necklace that commemorates your father, or if there's a necklace that is honoring of him or connected to him, but he's doing this, so there's a reference to this also. He's also drawing on my skin, so there might be plans, or there may be two tattoos connected to him also, okay? Lana Plato. Hi, Ferny. Any messages from my daughter, Tristan? It's gonna sound weird. I keep hearing a train horn. So I keep hearing a train horn, like the train. I don't even forgot what the train horn sounds like, but I'm hearing the train. So there's a reference to this. So I don't know if there's a significance to like a train or the sound of a train horn with your daughter, but I'm hearing that. So there's a reference there. She is also acknowledging the 17th of a month. So the 17th may be significant, or January 7th may be significant. She's also acknowledging December. So December or the 12th of a month may also be connected as well. She also keeps doing this, and she's showing me two. So there might be two babies that were miscarried, lost, or terminated, or there may be two babies that she wants to acknowledge as significant as well. Also, Dali or Dali or Della or Dali or Delaney. There's a name reference or association to that name as well, because she's acknowledging that also. Okay. She says she likes to stand behind you when you're in the kitchen or you're doing stuff in the kitchen. She'll stand behind you. So if you ever feel like someone's behind you, that's going to be her. Okay. It's Mr. Frankie to you. It's Mr. Frankie to you. Hey, Freddie, do you see a job promotion for me? I think you'll have an opportunity. Actually, there might be an opportunity for you in like within a month or month and a half. It's weird because it doesn't technically feel like a promotion. It feels more like just more work, but not enough of a change to justify it. So I would say that within a month or month and a half, there might be an opportunity to do more work, but there may not be the opportunity for a actual change in role or position or title until the end of the year. So just be aware of that going into it, because it may seem like, oh, they're gonna like actually promote you, but you may just be doing extra work and not really seeing the value of that until like the early part of next year. Okay. Just me, Rose. Hey, Ferny, does my mom, Maria, have a message for me about my dad and his health? Yeah, a couple of things about this. One is, this may not be the first or last time that this issue comes up, because she's making me feel like this is a reoccurring theme, or this is going to be a cyclical issue. There may actually be 3 separate instances or 3 separate events that play out in the way that this happens. She also keeps acknowledging that there may need to be further actions or more serious changes by November or December, around the end of the year. She's making me feel like the end of the year is going to be a lot of change. She also keeps acknowledging that the point is to control this, or to get this to stabilize and not spread into other areas that could potentially cause the body to start to break down, or for the organs to start to be impacted. So she's almost acknowledging like having to keep this under control, or having to keep this reduced so that the impact isn't as severe or isn't as significant on him. She also is acknowledging, thank you, if he starts to have changes with his digestion or using the bathroom or going to pee, that also needs to be taken seriously or as part of it, because I feel like he might have to take medicine as well that is going to make it easier for him to have to go to the bathroom. Birds are also a symbol from her. So birds, doves, cardinals are going to be a symbol from her. Yeah, Kelly Mac 22. Any messages from my dear friend Jackie, who has been gone for 15 years? Also, any messages from my grandfather? As far as your grandfather is concerned, he keeps talking about dreams, so I'm assuming that he's popped into a few dreams, or he's tried to communicate in dreams. He also is showing me coins, so he may drop coins, or you may find coins in the most random of places. He also keeps showing me Mickey Mouse, so there either is a Mickey Mouse shirt, or there's a Mickey Mouse figurine or picture or something that he is also trying to make reference to or acknowledge. With the friend, it's interesting because the friend is the one that I was more focused on. I feel like Jackie, I feel like I want to laugh, and she's making fun of the hair. So I don't know. Remember back in the day, like, and this would have been like what, in the 90s, where you have the wave. Like, I've seen that. So I don't know if she had a wave haircut, or there's a picture of her that she's laughing, and then there's 2 other people in the picture. She's got a shirt on. The shirt's a little bit bigger, or it's like a big t-shirt or whatever, and she's got a wave thing. There's something that she's making reference to, or she's making fun of. So she's acknowledging that. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. She showed me a letter. So I don't know if you wrote to her a letter or if you journaled to her, but she showed me something being written to her. So she's acknowledging that. She also keeps acknowledging a anniversary and balloons. So either there's been a balloon release for her on an anniversary date, or there's been something that was, again, could have been brought to her or given to her as like a birthday balloon that is connected to her. Because she's, I'm almost seeing those, like, remember those silver like balloons that are like happy birthday? I'm seeing something like that. So she's making a reference to something like that, that may be connected to where she's at, or her remains, because she's acknowledging something like that as well. Also, horses, or a stuffed animal of a horse, or a little horse doll thing might be connected to her, because I'm seeing horses for some reason. So she's acknowledging a horse connection to her in some way like this, okay? Mila Blue, hello Ferny, will I be able to retire, or will money always be an issue for me? I do think you'll retire, however, I don't feel like it's going to be right away or anytime soon. I do think that there are some significant financial changes that you will make in about 5 or 6 years from now. When you make these changes, it almost feels like you're going to reduce your expenses, and you're also going to file or claim something that would essentially help you so that you could retire at the timing that you want to, or at the timing that you are going to need to, actually, because I would say around 5 or 6 years is when there might be that opportunity to potentially retire. So there is an opportunity at that time, but you might have to take advantage of a program or of filing something in a certain way that reduces your costs, but gives you some sort of stability at that time as well. I do think you will still have to pay attention to your spending and money, so it's not like you're financially free. It doesn't feel like that at all. You're still having to pay attention to what you're spending money on. Okay. Keely. Keely's like, hi, I've been seeing lots of signs lately. Am I looking for the signs too much that they aren't significant? I've seen tons of bunnies and sunflowers. Thank you. Yeah, I think you are. I always tell people, like, when you're wanting a sign, but you're taking anything and everything as a sign, that doesn't really do much. I always say when it's from spirit, like, they go out of their way to make it a point. So if you're sitting outside and you see like a hawk fly by, oh my God, that's a sign. No, that's just a hawk. But if the hawk comes by and lands in front of you and is staring at your face, that's a sign. Okay, so that's how you distinguish between a sign and what's not a sign. If you see a hummingbird outside flying around, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a sign. But if the hummingbird flying around you and is like interested in you and whatever, and you have a thought of a loved one, that's a sign. So that's how I take signs and how I distinguish between signs and other things altogether. Okay, one sign that you may not be paying attention to is feathers, and it's interesting because it feels like they try to communicate with you in your dreams a lot. So you might need to pay more attention to your dreams because it feels like they're trying to talk to you more often in your dream state. So you might need to keep like a dream journal, or at least this is what I'm telling everybody. Like, who's gonna wake up in the middle of the night and say, "Oh my God, I had a dream. Let me sit here and write it all out." Like, nobody's gonna do that. Nobody wants to do that. Like, I'm sleeping. I'm like, I don't want to go get a freaking book and write something. So what I would suggest is grab your phone, open up the notes, write 2 or 3 key words that are representative of elements or of important pieces of the dream. So for example, if you have a dream and there's a snake in the dream, then what I would write is I would write snake as a key word, because that will trigger that memory to come back as soon as you wake up, and then you start trying to remember the dream. So if you write 3 key words and then you wake up and you look at those keywords, they're going to immediately trigger all of those elements to come back, and then you remember some of it. Okay. Jeremiah Madrid Flores. Will I ever find love? So 2 things about this. One is, I feel like you need to do a little work as far as like knowing yourself authentically, because I feel like the way that you're operating in this world is in a way where I don't feel like you're being as authentic with yourself as you need to be. I also feel like you are trying to be a version of yourself, either because of society, because of culture, because of the people around you, but it feels like you're not being the most authentic version of yourself, and you need to let that be, because I think that's part of the problem. I also think that you've got some like trauma in growing up. I think there's some trauma or some experiences in losing people, where people were not around or people left early on, and that left kind of like holes in your state of being. And so then we get older and we try to replace that, and we tend to congregate around people that we're reminded of that are similar to what left or what was not around. I don't feel like that's your type. I don't feel like that energy is what you need to be pursuing. I think you really need to connect with people in activities that you have in common, because that'll be the easiest way for you to. I know you're like, Ferny, I didn't ask for all that. I just want to know when I'm going to get love. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to just give you a path to success. I'm trying to set you up for success. I'm not trying to just set you up for an experience. Everybody can have an experience. Everybody can have 2 months of love. I'm trying to set you up for success, for the future. That's what I'm trying to do here. So I'm just trying to get you there, okay? So back to what I was trying to say. So I think that you need to work through some of that old stuff. So what I would suggest is, for you to find love, I think that the best approach for you specifically is to look at the activities you enjoy or you love, and then find other people who have the same interest, and then connect with people on that level. So if you like a certain type of game, start talking to people who play that game. If you like a certain type of exercise and you go to a certain gym, talk to people at that gym, because they're doing the same thing you're doing. It's an opportunity to meet people. I do think that you will get into a relationship, but it may take about 2 years and 3 months. Person's name starts with an S-A. I also think that interesting, because it's going to feel like y'all were close enough to each other in the area, but y'all didn't actually know each other. So it's almost like, oh yeah, I worked at that, like, yeah, I used to go and I worked at that, like, place, like, down the street, that fast food place for a long time, and, like, I never saw you. Like, it feels like there's something that would connect you with the distance factor, where they would be in the same vicinity at some point, but that's not where they are now, okay? TMPHLL4. Hi, Ferny. My husband of 33 years died unexpectedly in March. Are there any messages from him to me? Yeah, first of all, he is acknowledging March being a significant month. So there might have been an event or a date of significance right around March or the beginning of yeah, right around that time. So I'm going to say right around that time there was because I feel like I want to go in and out. So right around that time. But there may have also been another date of significance the month next to it. So I would think that's maybe February as well because he's acknowledging that. He is doing this, so he's making reference to the ring. He's also twisting it around or turning it and turning it and turning it. So I don't know if you get into a habit where you still have your ring and whenever you get nervous, you're constantly turning your ring, or if there's something about taking a ring and turning it, which I don't understand what that would mean, but there's a reference there. He is acknowledging, thank you. He is acknowledging he's doing this. I don't know if you have a bracelet or a watch that's connected to him, but he's doing this as well, so there may be a reference there also. He also keeps, thank you. There's a name or a nickname that may also be connected. It sounds like Thomas or Tony or Tammy. It may be someone that's with him or someone he wants to acknowledge, because it may not be his name, but I feel like it's either someone with him or someone he wants to acknowledge. But it's got a T-A, it's a short T-Y. I want to say there's an M in it, so, but Tony would also be workable here. But I feel like it's got a name association to that. But he's acknowledging this name as being significant. He's also showing me, I wonder if you haven't, thank you. He's also showing me something that reminds me of like an award. So like whenever someone's in the military, they get their awards, or whenever they've worked for a company for a long time, they get awards. He's acknowledging an award or an accommodation as well as being significant also. He is not blaming anyone else for what happened. It's almost like it was time. This is how it was supposed to be. So I think he's wanting to make sure that you understand that this was what was supposed to happen and how he's making me feel. He also says that he has sat with you in the vehicle or car. He sits with you in a vehicle and he talks to you a lot when he's in the vehicle. So there's a reference to talking to you a lot while you're in a vehicle. And that's where you'll want to pay attention to signs, because a rainbow may also be a significant symbol or sign from him as well. Okay. All right, let me see, bring somebody on, right? Let's see if somebody wants to come on. Let's go here. Let's see. Five, four, three, two, one. Okay, nothing there. Let's try somebody else. Let's go here. Five, four, three, two, one. Okay, let's cancel that one. Let's go and turn somebody else. Let's go here. Hello.
Hello.
I finally got somebody. Yay. Hi, what did you want to ask me about?
I just wanted to see if my cousin Jayla or my grandpa Ronald had any messages for me.
Mm-hmm. Question: with your cousin Jayla, do you know if people hung stuff in trees for them?
We have a tree we recently hung stuff on.
Okay, because they're acknowledging that, so there's a reference to that. Is also the 15th of a month significant, or January 5th connected?
Her funeral was on the 15th.
Perfect. She's just acknowledging the significance of that date. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Is there a picture of her pretending to be a car or pretending to be like on a car in a weird, it's weird because it feels like it's a toy car. Like, you know how kids have toy cars? It's like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm playing with this kid's toy car. I'm trying to like ride on this and it's way too small for me. Do you know of a picture
There
of a
might
memory of
be.
that?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Is she really silly? Because she's like really silly. Like
Yes,
she's okay.
very.
She's almost like really like having a good time. Um,
Yeah.
She's also taking gum out of her mouth and like throwing it at you. So I don't know if she had a habit of like always wanting to like throw gum at people or throw stuff in her mouth at people, but there's like a reference to this as well. Actually, no, there's a memory. Someone got gum stuck in their hair because of this. Do you remember that?
Mm,
They had to
she
chop
might
part of the
have.
hair.
She might have.
Okay, ask the family because she's acknowledging like there was gum in the hair
Okay.
and they literally had to cut part of that hair to get the gum
Okay.
out. So
Okay.
there's a reference to that. She's also acknowledging 3 different special flower colors or 3 separate flowers. Do you know if there was something about putting 3 flowers together in one or putting 3 separate color flowers together?
No.
It's almost like I'm seeing like pink, red, and white, and I want to put them all
Pink, red.
together, and I want to like have them together.
Okay. Pink, red, and white.
It honestly feels like I'm looking at it in a picture or piece of art. There's 3 flowers together or 3, and then
Okay.
there's like separate colors. So there's a reference to that.
Okay.
Okay. Did y'all also get? Was she cremated?
Yes.
Okay. Did y'all have 5 necklaces that are connected to her remains?
Somewhere around that number.
Okay, because she
Yes.
showed me 5. Actually, there's 7, but there's 5 that are one type, and then there's 2 that are separate.
Yes. I think so.
Because it's almost like the way that they're designed. There's 2 separate and there's 5. So she's acknowledging. Okay. She's also thank you. She's a weirdo. You're just a weirdo. She's laughing. She's fine. She's okay. She's sweet. She says she likes to pull at your underwear or pull at your pants. So if you ever feel someone tugging on your lowers,
wow.
that's her.
Yeah.
She just likes to mess with you. Okay. All right, sweetheart. Well, you take care of yourself, Mama.
I have one more.
Sure.
Do you have any messages from my grandpa?
From your grandpa?
Yeah.
Is there a metal connected to him or a piece of metal attached to him?
No.
It almost looks like a police officer's badge, but it's not a real badge. Here's an example. So like whenever, like, you know how like whenever, you know those gumball machine things where you can like buy, okay. I feel like I'm thinking of that, and then I'm thinking of a piece of metal, but it feels like it's a fake thing, but it's almost like a connection.
Okay.
Makes no sense to me whatsoever, unless like someone went in a gumball machine and got like a fake badge or one of those badges that kids have when they're playing like, you know, cops and robbers or whatever. He's showing me something like this, so I'm not sure what that means, but there's a reference to that. He also keeps acknowledging a shirt. Do y'all have his shirt or have his clothing still?
I actually wear one of his shirts to sleep.
Okay. He's aware of this, so he's making reference to this or acknowledging that. He also keeps acknowledging a white smoky thing that either y'all may see or catch in pictures. Do y'all know of like a white foggy smoky thing that y'all have caught in pictures?
Not recently.
Okay. Pay attention. You'll either see this in pictures, in like a Ring video, or like actually seeing it.
Oh, okay.
Because he's acknowledging that. He also, thank you, butterflies are connected to Grandpa. So he's showing me butterflies, and that'll be a sign from him. He also is putting money in your hands. Do you know if he had a habit of always wanting to give you money or give you, like, cash?
No, not really.
Okay, he's showing me money in the hands. So either you got money after his passing, or he's acknowledging putting money in your hands. So what I would say is, if this hasn't happened yet, pay attention, because if you get a little money, or no, I'm missing something. No, I think that's not right. I almost feel like I want to save. Do you know if he was a big saver?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know if he was always telling you to save your money, save your money, save your money?
Not technically.
There's something I'm missing. I'm missing the message. Because he's putting money in your hands, and it's almost like protect your money, don't spend it, or save it, save it, save it. There's something there he's trying to make reference to. It might just be advice for what's going on in your life right now.
Yes.
But he's acknowledging something like this. He's also talking about the tires with the vehicle. Do you know if your vehicle's tires are messing up, or if there's an issue going on with the tires of the vehicle?
Just my front right tire has been weird.
Okay. I think he's trying to warn you. Save your money. You might need to buy a new tire, or you may need a new tire.
Okay.
If you get on the freeway and there's a loud wobble, get off the damn freeway and have the tire changed.
Okay.
Don't be driving with that tire being crazy, okay?
Okay.
All right, sweetheart. All right, Mama. Well, you take care of yourself.
Thank you. You're
You're welcome, darling. Bye-bye. All right, let's see. If there's a Sandra in the live, any of y'all, if one of y'all is a Sandra, let me know you're Sandra because I'm supposed to reach out to a Sandra. So I'm being told to talk to a Sandra. So just FYI, if one of y'all is named Sandy or Sandra, let me know because there's someone that's trying to like push through. There's like Sandra, Sandra, Sandra. Like okay. So okay, let's see. And make sure you say I'm Sandra, so I know you're the Sandra. And don't lie because they know that if it ain't you, they're not gonna tell me nothing. So don't be lying and claiming you're Sandra when your name ain't, you know damn well your name ain't Sandra. All right, 5, 4, 3. Oh, there we go. Hi, Mama.
Hi, Ferny.
Hi, sweet. How you doing?
Hi. Well, my mom, she doesn't speak English, right?
That's
But
okay.
I will be talking for
Translating.
her, and she wants to know a message from my dad.
Sure. From her husband, your dad?
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, he keeps acknowledging the number. Thank you. The 11. Do you know if November the 11th of a month is connected?
¿Sabes si el número 11 de noviembre está conectado con algo de papi? No.
He says there's 2 birthdays that are connected to that date. So either the 11th of a month is connected to 2 birthdays, or there's a significant 2 birthdays in November.
Que hay dos cumpleaños en noviembre o 2 cumpleaños con el número 11 que estén conectados. Not that she knows.
He's laughing and he's talking about her mother.
And what?
He's laughing and he's talking about her mother.
Se está riendo y está hablando de abuela.
Él siempre quiso mucho su
That he loved his mom a lot.
Okay. So pay attention to what I said about the 11 because he brought that up specifically. So she'll have to think about that. Okay.
Okay.
He also keeps acknowledging. Does she still have his special cup or his mug?
Todavía tienes como una taza de él.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. He's also acknowledging the blanket that's like a I don't know if it's like a red or it's like a reddish fire color or it's got fire on it. Do you know about the blanket that's got the pattern on it or the coloring on it?
Una cobija que tenga como color rojo.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. He's also acknowledging, thank you. Is there also a Candelina or Candelena name?
Candelina o Candelina.
It's like cinnamon, but it's like a name that sounds like it in Spanish.
O sea, un nombre como con ese candy.
De persona.
We only had like a dog with that name.
Okay.
And also a tia of my mom.
Okay. And she's passed though, right? The tia?
Yes.
Yeah. He's trying to acknowledge who's there with him, so he's making reference to this. He also keeps acknowledging that they couldn't have done anything because it was too far gone. Do you know if he had an issue that was getting worse and worse and worse and he didn't even realize it was getting worse?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He's covering his mouth. He's apologizing either because he didn't want to complain or he didn't tell her everything that he was experiencing.
Porque nunca te dijo lo que estaba pasando con él sobre lo de que le pasó.
Sí.
Yes.
He's also acknowledging, thank you. He says that he may have scared her by turning on the alarm or the horn.
That he
may have scared her because he turned on an alarm or a horn started going off.
Que a lo mejor él te asustó cuando sonó una alarma o un pito que tú escuchas.
En el hospital.
No.
En el hospital timbró una campana. Que
When he was there, when he passed away, she said that there was a bell that rang and she got scared whenever he had passed away.
Okay.
So she got scared for that.
Okay. He may have just been trying to let her know he was present or he was still there. Was this after he had passed?
Eso fue, that bell rang whenever they had him inside on the ER.
I don't think that's it. Wait, was he unconscious at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
Because basically, I think he passed away on her arms.
Okay. Here's the thing. I don't know if that's it because he's acknowledging like a bell, like an alarm going off. Do you know if the fire alarm started going off the other day and there was nothing that triggered the fire alarm to go off?
No, it was just when
No, in the house. In the house. Oh, no. You know if like a car started honking by itself or an alarm went off because he keeps talking about triggering the alarm, but there was nothing to trigger it.
Okay, no, que cuenta que esto pasó como en la casa de un carro, pero era él avisándote como que él estaba ahí ya contigo. No, she
That's okay.
doesn't.
There's an alarm that went off because he keeps talking
Okay.
about it and making reference to it. It's almost when they were parking the car a different way, and then she thought something, and then it started going off a little while later, and they thought there was someone breaking into the car. Because
Okay.
okay, but then nobody was there, nothing was going on, the car was fine because he keeps talking about that. Okay.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
does she? Has she? Thank you. Did her flowers all die?
Yeah.
Okay, because he's acknowledging her flowers dying. He's always also talking about her planting more flowers. He's also talking about thank you. Do you know if he took a picture next to a white horse or a statue of a white horse?
De una foto de él al lado de un caballo blanco o una estatua.
Tengo fotos con el caballo que él
Yes.
tenía.
Okay, he's fine. He's with her. He's okay. He's
Él
just
está con
acknowledging
ella.
that he's okay and he made it. He also says that she's the love of his life and to stop thinking stupid things.
Que
So,
paremos de pensar en cosas estúpidas. Hasta ahorita. We do.
yeah. Yeah, he's okay. He's with y'all.
Que él está con nosotros. ¿No?
There's also a baby with them, so there may be a baby that was miscarried, lost, or terminated for her.
Porque él está con nosotros.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so to let her know when she has a chance.
Okay, I will
Okay.
let her know.
All right, sweetheart. Will you take
Thank
care of
you.
yourself,
You
okay?
too.
You're welcome, Mama.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, let's see, going here. Good chills today. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. What do you want to ask me about?
Hello. Yes, sir. I lost three of my uncles, my mom's brothers, a couple of years ago, and I just want to know if you had any messages from them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. First of all, did the oldest brother die as well? Was one of them the oldest one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because that's the one that is wanting to come through first, or the one that's wanting to come through louder. Do you know if he was the type where he would try to calm everybody down or keep everybody from making a big deal out of everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the oldest living brother.
Okay,
Not
because
the
he's
oldest
acknowledging
brother.
himself. Do you know if he used to protect mom or be very protective of her when she was little?
Yes, there was
Okay.
a brother that she was the closest to.
Okay, because he keeps acknowledging like wanting to be protective of her. He says he's been trying to come around her a lot, especially when she's falling asleep. She might even hear him or hear something when she's falling asleep because he says he comes around her at that time. He just said, thank you. He just said happy birthday. Are we within 30 days of a birthday right now as well?
Yeah, she just had a birthday.
Perfect.
End of June.
He's wishing her a birthday, so he's acknowledging that as well. He's giving me two names. Is there a Pat name connection?
Pat. Not to my
It's
knowledge.
either a Pat or Patricia or Patty.
Patricia, Patty.
There's someone in spirit who passed, who's a Pat, Patricia, or Patty, who may have passed a while back ago. They may have passed a cancer as well, because I'm hearing that. So there's a Pat there. So when you tell your mom to let her know there's a Patty or Pat name that's also there as well. He also is acknowledging a picture of them where they were. This was a while back ago because this picture was when they were younger. I want to say this picture was in either the 90s or the early 2000s. But he showed me a picture, and your mom might be wearing a white shirt in the picture with some like a hat with a cap on her head, and he's wearing like a blue shirt or a blue button shirt. Do you know about a picture like that?
No, sir.
Okay, ask her about the picture because she'll know what he's talking about because he's making reference to the picture. He also says she needs to be careful with putting too much pressure on her legs or on her feet because the pressure on her legs, on her feet, might be causing some issues with fluid retention. Do you know if her legs have been filling up with fluid?
Yeah, she has lymphedema real bad.
Got it. Do you also know if she has a heel spur?
I don't know what that is, but she's
if she
unable to
puts
walk
pressure, if she puts pressure on her foot, she might be having a heel spur, and it may be triggering more fluid buildup. So she may need to go to the doctor for that. He also says that. Thank you. Cora or Carrie or Carol. Do you also know there's a Carol or Cora sounding name also connected?
Cora, that's my dad's
Okay.
ex-wife.
He may just. Do you know if she's passed as well?
No.
Okay.
Cora,
Hold on. I'm asking if. Trying to see what he's trying to say here. You said that's your dad's ex-wife?
yes, sir. My stepdad's ex-wife.
Do you know? Do you know she's been kind of starting something or stirring the pot?
She's been distant since my stepdad passed away. So that
No, there's
really
something.
prepared
There's
much
something.
for me.
Here's what I'm saying. There's something more going on there, or there's something happening. Y'all may hear from her. If y'all hear from her, to hear what she's saying, because there may be something to what she's saying when she pops back up on y'all. So to be aware of what
Okay.
she's saying. Okay. He
Okay.
also keeps acknowledging a picture of. Someone must have thrown a Super Bowl party because he's showing me a picture of all of them together, and it was like at a Super Bowl party or some sort of party where it's like a game going on. So did you know there was a picture of all of them but one sibling?
They had a family reunion. Yes.
Okay. Was there one sibling missing?
Yeah.
Okay, because he's showing me that picture of that image, but it feels like there's a game going on or there was sports being played. Because actually, you know what? You know how sometimes people get together and they play like games as a family, or they play like games. It's almost like reminds me of whenever people would play games and it's like an event,
Mm-hmm.
but it feels like it's sports related. So there's something to it that he's making reference to, or acknowledging it. Also, he's showing me the number 5. Do you know if the 5th of a month or 6th is, or May is connected?
5th of May.
No, the 5th of a month or May.
Not
Birthday.
too much in May.
That's okay. There's a birthday in May because he's wishing someone a birthday and it's in May. So he's acknowledging a birthday in May as well.
Yeah, I have a couple of relatives with birthdays in May.
It's got to be connected to one of them, though. It's either connected to you or connected to one of them, because he's acknowledging that May being significant as a date is significant. I don't know if it's a birthday. It's closer. It doesn't. He's not trying to say, oh, this is our cousin's uncle's brother. No, this is like closer to home. So it's either you, your mom, or one of them. But he's acknowledging that May being significant or the 5th of a month being significant. So just to remember that, okay?
Okay, and I had one more question
Sure.
about my sister and I are really close, and we together have been, trying to figure out what's our next move with her career. She's going through a lot with her child's father and dealing with.
Yeah.
I'm struggling right now, trying to decide what's next for me in the future. Do you have anything for what's next
as far
for
as
us?
your sister, I feel like things are not going to get better until she's done with that relationship.
Okay.
I just feel like that's just a mess, and it's almost like trying to make something palatable or trying to make something that is delicious out of throw up. I mean, that's what it feels like to me with that relationship.
Okay.
With you, when you say you wanted to ask me about your career,
Yes, sir.
yeah, it's going to be in either computers or IT, because I keep seeing computer screens in front of you, and I feel like it's got something to do with looking into the system or addressing issues inside of systems.
Okay.
Okay? All right, my friend. Will you take care of yourself?
And my mom, she's right here with me as well. She
Oh.
wants to know about her health.
Yeah. Mom needs to be careful with that fluid retention. She needs to get her endocrine system checked because her hormones don't feel right either. But that's like something she's been dealing with for a while. I also think that her liver is struggling. So if she starts having more fluid buildup, it's because the liver's having trouble. Sugar, she needs to be careful with her sugar as well. She got a whole host of issues there, so mom needs to be careful with herself because she's not really catching things in advance. She's almost letting things get to a point and then reacting. That's not going to help her.
Okay.
Also, if she starts seeing little patches of hair where she's having like empty spots or whatever, that's just her hormones and her anxiety.
Okay.
Okay? All right, my friend.
All
Will you
right.
all take care of yourselves?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mm.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, I'm done. I'm out of time. So I love you all. I will be back in 15 minutes for our study group time. So until then, I'll see you then. Okay? Bye.